and gentlemen, and welcome to Panther Valley Stadium for tonight's game between the Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes and the Panther Valley Panthers. We're here in Lansford, Pennsylvania. Warren, Mount Carmel comes in off a big win against Tamaqua. Panther Valley loses to Lehighton last week.
Okay, well, you had a Tamaqua team that I think by all standards now, when you look at them, a little bit disarray, new coaching staff and all. They really weren't, probably not indicative of even the way that team's going to play for the rest of the year. So it's a little hard to gauge just how good we were against that type of a team. On the other hand, Panther Valley came up against Lehighton, which is a pretty traditional rival for them in the first game. And it was a close-scoring, hard-fought 13-0 win for Lehighton. So I think you can expect to see a better Panther Valley team than we did a Tamaqua team, just judging from the way both played last week.
Coach Williams has talked to us today a little bit, Wayne, about how much bigger Panther Valley is than Tamaqua. So I think in this game he's going to see a little more physical play than he did last week.
Well, Panther Valley had only lost one or two boys on the line from last year. Size-wise, they've always been tough. They always played as tough. It's going to be a very physical game.
Well, it's off to a good start because I just dropped my program over the edge of the stand.
Well, we have enough here to use. That. Nice night for football.
Good football. Good football weather out here tonight.
The wind's going to mean a lot tonight, too. There's talking about wind blowing. Wind's blowing from left to right as you look down on the field. And I think that'll make a lot in the choice as to which way they're going to kick off or receive tonight.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you take a look at the field looks very weathered. It's dead center in the field from goal line to goal line.
The field looks that way since the last 10 years.
Always has been.
That's true.
Our pole's still here. We'll see that during the game. You'll see that a pole takes place.
They painted it halfway up.
That's right.
Only halfway, though.
They got halfway up on the ladder. Starting lineup tonight for the Red Tornadoes. Starting at quarterback, Mike Higgins. Starting at fullback, Sean Sheptock. And at running back or tailback, Joe Sinkovich. At the end positions, Bob Veach and Joel Gonzalo. Also, Jeff Trocchi will be there at flanker. Jamie Rowland at one tackle, Dave Baxley at the other. Mark Burns at left tackle, Scott Grady at the right tackle. And Ryan Geary, who was the starting center, will be out tonight with a broken hand. And in place of him, starting Joe Bender.
Yeah, one of the good things about Geary, if there's a good thing to him missing a game, is that he was operated on last night. I talked to his dad moments before I walked over here. They actually cut his hand open, put 2 screws in that bone in the top of his hand and sewed it back together. They have a cast on it now. They tell him that by Tuesday they'll go to a soft cast. On Wednesday or Thursday they'll check for infection. And that on Friday, the next game against Marion, of course, he should, without any complications, be in the starting lineup and suffer really no ill effects from this. So that's good news on the center position anyway. You're missing Menepace, which will be for the year.
For the year.
And Yistishak, although we received a rather somber report on him last night, now I talked also with Don Geary as I was talking about his son, and he seemed to feel the way they were talking this morning that Yistishak may attempt to return sometime this season. I'm not saying when it would be, but they're apparently believing now that he may come back at least for part of the season. That's good news if he does.
Panther Valley Panthers have won the toss and elected to receive. Mount Carmel, of course, takes the wind and will be kicking with the wind in the first period. So this should be a big game here for both teams. Whitey Williams coming off a big win, as we said, against Tamaqua, coming here against the Panthers and sort of in his backyard, only 6 miles away from Tamaqua. And,
certainly, yeah,
knows a lot of people here. Also, there's a lineman from Panthers that comes in. His name is Williams, and he'll play a little bit tonight, and you'll see him in the Panther Valley lineup, John Williams, and he's related to Whitey Williams.
I've never been accused of that before. I just got told I wasn't speaking loud enough from down in the truck, but that's a first. I got to savor that remark.
Maybe somebody turned you down, you think?
I don't know. I think there's somebody fooling around with my microphone every game here.
Chip Klingerman will kick off for the Red Tornadoes, and last week, boom, some big ones down to about the 4 or 5 yard line. With this wind, if he gets his foot into it, I wouldn't be surprised to see one go in the end zone.
No, he's been very consistent. He has a good follow through. He keeps his head down on the ball. You get it down around the 5 yard line in high school. That's a very good kick. Also on the extra points, he's doing an excellent job also.
Deep for the Panthers, we have Roger Gehring and number 32, Tom Jones. This one's about ready to get underway. Klingerman hits one. Going to be down picked up about the 5-yard line by Gehring. Brings it around the right side. Run down by Slater. Initially hit by Dave Slater. And then also in on the tackle, we had number 30, Kyle Sokol, and number, what do we else got in there, guys?
Well, I saw Slater and Sokol, so I'm not going to be much help to you after that. There were 2 other guys, but...
Tonight's that night where Mount Carmel has the white uniforms on with the red numbers that are tough to read. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes on the 26-yard line. Chris Kuzma at quarterback for the Panthers. Coming with the sweep to Gehring, brings it around the right side, finds a hole. One man to get him, and he's brought down by Bob Veach, and also in on the tackle for the Red Tornadoes, number 28, Gary Spears, but that's good for a Panthers first down.
That was a little reminiscent of Tamaqua opening up the game and moving fairly well against us. A straight sweep there. He just got through the line. It looked like we had enough of people there. We just couldn't bring him down right away, and he picked up some big yardage.
Mark Burns into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes on defense at right defensive end. Joe Costello at left defensive end. Kuzma tries it up the middle again to number 45, his fullback, Matty Mahalik, and he gains about maybe a yard and maybe not a yard.
I think he's going to lose a yard, depending where they place this. Let's see where he puts it down at. Well, okay, and he's about even. No gain, no loss there from where he placed it.
Jamie Rowland in on the tackle for the Red Tornadoes, a 5'10 sophomore. A lot of young players on the Red Tornado line, Wayne.
Well, this is going to prove the next couple games. We got to pick up experience. We have guys playing there that have never played. They had experience playing football, last year and the year before, but never in the positions they're in now.
Motion, back to pass. He's going to throw it. A beautiful catch down there by number 80, Len Oriole from the Panthers. That was a pitch back to number 9, Pat Cramsey. Took the ball and unloaded one down to number 80, Len Oriole. First down and 10, Panthers on about the 26-yard line, 24-yard line.
That's a little hard to believe because we had to play defense. We saw it as it was beginning. We knew what they were going to do, and he still got the pass. That was a nice pass. It was a perfect pass.
That ball was in the air for 30 yards.
Yeah, that was a perfect pass. It really was.
First down and 10. 10:09 left in the first quarter. We're going to pitch and come around this side again. Nice tackle made by Gary Spears in there and also 61, Jamie Rowland. Pat Cramsey comes in motion on that play.
Well, they seem to be moving only to the outside of us. They're not attempting to go into the middle. The only attempt that went in the middle was for no gain. So they're apparently thinking, at least early on, that they can beat our ends. That's what they're looking at. They're going to try to come around the end on each side and see what kind of success. And so far, they've done fairly well.
They did the same thing against Lehigh, and they tried outside most of the time. They did not try to go up the middle too much against Lehigh. Kuzma, hands off to Mahalik. Again, stopped in the middle. And in there, Jamie Rowland, also number 60, Corey Hepler. Gain of only about 1 yard, so Panthers faced with a third down and 5, 9:13 left in the first quarter.
Well, you look at the films, the center of our line on defense was very, very strong last week after the second series of downs. So, maybe they do feel that, instead of trying the middle and running into the walls, to sweep to the outside.
Gehring back into the lineup in place of Tom Jones. They're their 2 tailbacks. Gehring's a tailback and also Tom Jones. Mahalik, the big fullback in the backfield. Kuzma back to pass. Looks over in the flats. Hits Gehring, and he's going to be close to a first down. Tackled over there by number 44 of the Red Tornadoes, Sean Sheptock.
Another nice play. That really was. That was a nicely executed play. It all depends on the end rushing, how fast he gets to the quarterback. Now, we nearly had him, but not quick enough, and that left that guy out in the flat pretty much uncovered until we got it to the tackle.
Well, what sort of happened there, too, is the left end Joe Costello slipped. He made that one step and his foot slipped out, and he didn't have that charge that he's been having, during the Tamaqua game. So Lots of things happening here for the Red Tornadoes. Coming into the Tornado lineup now, number 78, which is Dave Baxey. It looks like they're going to beef up the middle a little bit. And number 47, Scott Montgomery, one of the cornerbacks, comes out.
Well, they're facing a fourth and less than a yard now. 15, it's hard to tell the lines down here, but I guess around the 15-yard line. So they're going to go for it with fourth and less than a yard to go now for the Panthers. One of the odd things about this team is the biggest guy in the line is the center, and that's not usually the way it works. He's usually the smallest guy, yet their biggest guy is the center.
Kuzma sets the Panthers in an I formation. Going to try going off this right side again, and just with his own momentum, Guerin got the yardage. He was initially hit, it looked like, by Mark Burns on the outside, tripped him up, but he did get the first down. First down and 10 Panthers on about the 13-yard line. 8:26 left in the first quarter.
First down, Panther Valley, ball on the Red Tornado 11-yard line.
Well, an early test here for Big Red. Now the ball's on the 11. First and 10 to go.
And timeout call by Panther Valley. They want to talk this one over a little bit. If you can get an early score in on somebody, they want to certainly try to do that.
Well, they've got, I mean, if they saw the films last week of us against Tamaqua, certainly they're in the back of their mind, they're thinking get off to a quick start, because you get into a hole against us and, you know, there might not be any more chances to win the game. So this is working out well for them, and they've got to be happy so far. A very fine initial drive here in the game by the Panthers. And again, Mount Carmel Area is going to have to now, you know, with 11 yards to go for a touchdown, bear down and get that defense and stop them right here. You don't want to go down in a game on somebody else's home field. It's always more difficult to come back from.
You were talking about the center a little bit, Warren. Number 60, Mike Brunda, a junior, 6'3", 205 pounds.
Yeah, he's one large economy-sized guy.
If you run down their line, though, they also have Greg, and the famous name here up in the Panther Valley area, Kashulik. I always say it wrong, but it's Kashulik. And Kashulik's a big boy also. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Kuzma going to keep it all the way. We have a hold on the play and a nice tackle made by number 28, Gary Spears, but this one's coming back against the Panthers. This is going to be a holding call against the Panthers.
Now that time, that play was pretty much doomed from the start because of the interior line play. They had forced the interior of the line backwards and had penetrated. The whole play kind of fell apart from that point forward, and he was now running lateral across the line instead of moving forward. And consequently, wasn't able to make much yardage there.
Yeah, he was running very tentative too. He wasn't putting anything into, picking up yardage on that.
We just went over, Wayne, the whole Panther Valley line, and all of them are juniors except for one, and he's a sophomore. This line will be back next year.
So it's like us. There's no seniors on our offensive line either.
Right,
so
that's right.
They'll get to know each other pretty well in the next couple of years.
Yeah. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Pass play.
Back to pass in the flats again and read perfectly this time.
Yeah, now that time it was
this
same
time
play.
A perfect read
same
by
play.
Number 27, John Lashinsky, but also Joe Costello got a nice rush in from his end
and he got
position.
his hands up.
Yeah, got his hands up, which made the throw a little high and it made it more difficult for Gehring to pick up on it. And again, even had he caught the ball, he would have gained no yardage.
Number 80, Len Oriel out of the lineup for the Panthers. Second down and long for the Panthers.
Wide open formation here.
And definitely showing that Kuzma's not afraid to come out here and throw the ball. Back to throw again. Big rush from the middle, but he gets it in the flat to Cramsey. Cramsey to the one. Touchdown, Panther Valley. Right over the middle, a pass. Dangerous area to throw the ball, but he got it into Cramsey.
Oh, nice
coming
pass.
From his right side.
They had run a crossing pattern and kind of blocked him off a little bit, and the guy covering him was caught in traffic, which enabled him to catch the pass, and then he just turned and pulled it for the end zone. There was only one guy, and they blocked him right at the end zone. He was unable to stop him. So a nice opening drive by the Panthers. Really, Panther Valley showed a lot of offense here, and if that's the way they're going to play the rest of the game, it's going to be a long game.
John Williams for the kick for the Panthers. It's up. And it's good. That was a nice drive for the Panthers. 7:25 left in the first quarter. The score, the Panther Valley Panthers 7, the Red Tornadoes 0.
Well, now we'll have our first test of the season here as we fall behind the team and see what we do offensively when we get the ball back.
Well, it was really amazing how one back got so wide open there in the middle of the Red Tornadoes.
Well, they were crisscrossing the pattern almost like a pick play, and just got everybody jumbled up in the middle, and he came free, and once he came free, there was only one guy who was going to tackle him, and unfortunately, there was a guy in front of him yet, which blocked us right at the goal line was the block, and he wasn't able to stop him, and he fell into the end zone for the touchdown. So, well-devised plays. I mean, a nice scheme, a lot of good things happening for Panther Valley on that drive.
Deep for the Red Tornadoes, we have Chicklet, Trockey, Gary Spears, and also Brett Veach. Williams kicking into the wind, and this one's going to be taken by Veach on about the 20-yard line. Breaks it to the middle, finds a little opening and a little running room, and brings it up to about the 29-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Mike Higgins' offense gets its first shot after 5 minutes of offensive play from the Panthers.
Keep in mind, Mount Carmel Area opens the game with a new center. Okay, a center that the quarterback is a little bit unfamiliar with, so you may see a little bit of a problem there maybe in the beginning, but you'll get used to him very quickly.
Higgins to Sinkovich. Up the middle, gain of about 2 yards, and Mount Carmel will be faced with a second down and 8.
Spears into the lineup for Sept.
Tony Lee in on the tackle for Panther Valley, the linebacker. He found a little bit of a gap there to just sit in, and he made the tackle. Higgins pitches back. Spears makes a nice cut. One man to beat, and he gets a first down. I thought he fumbled the ball.
He dropped the ball right at the end,
and
it fell right underneath him. He was okay.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes on the 43-yard line.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a fumble, really. He just.
I think he was down. He was down and dropped
just
the ball.
Just reaching for it.
Yeah.
Higgins with Sept and Sinkovich in the backfield. Joel Gonzalo split wide right. Trockey goes in motion left. Up the middle to Sept. Finds a little bit of running room and gets about 4 yards, and that keeps him honest with the fullback coming up the middle.
You want to pick up that 4 or 5 yards on the first down. You know, it gives you a little bit more leadway and breathing room to do whatever you want in the next couple of downs.
You know, in Sept's case, it keeps you honest, also keeps you sore. The more times you run that big body through the line, the more times they're going to be tired of trying to wrap their arms around it.
5:44 left in the first quarter. Spears split far right on this play. Looks at Joel. Gonzalo, good catch. Takes it down, and a first down to about the 39-yard line. First down, Tornadoes.
Nice catch again. Nice throw. A good pattern. He was wide open then. Made a good cut and fooled this guy. And Higgins hit him perfectly.
Well, I certainly did not watch the film from last week because they ran Joel on a split on this side the previous down, and nobody even was near him for 10 yards.
First time we've seen this year. Corey Hepler in at tackle for the Red Tornadoes, taking the place of Baxey. Hepler does a pull. They tried a quarterback trap. Hepler pulled to make the block, and the whole line came through. It wasn't really Hepler's fault. It just nobody ever got there. The whole line crashed through. So Mount Carmel will be faced with a second down and about 14. Chalky out of the Red Tornado lineup, and now we have Veach and Gonzalo at the end positions. Higgins back to pass. Lots of time. Looks at Gonzalo going down to the corner of the end zone and just a little out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Flag on the play in the backfield.
Out.
Clip
against Big Red. That's going to hurt and going to put us in one deep hole now.
I missed that one because the pole was in my way.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good thing at all. We're going to go second and at least 25, probably more.
That wind that they were talking about picking up tonight seems to be picking up a little
It's
bit.
here
They
now,
talked about 10, 15 miles an hour, and it's there. 4:32 left in the first quarter. 7-0. The Panthers in the lead here at Lansford, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was right. It's going to be second and 36 yards to go now for first down. So that's a big hit we took right there.
Second down. 36 yards to go.
Baxey back in at right tackle for the Red Tornadoes. Higgins, straight drop back, screen pass, hits Spears, and it's dropped on about the 35-yard line, and boy, that one looked like it was set up. I saw about
everybody was there.
9 Panthers in on top of Higgins on that play.
Yeah, that was set up pretty well. I think we'll see that play again as the game progresses. They were fooled by that.
Third down, 36.
3rd down and 36. 4:28 left in the first quarter.
There aren't many plays in the book for 3rd and 36.
I think you split Trocky right and Joel Gonzalo right and go long. And that's what we're looking at.
Big rush.
Big rush from the Panthers, and they put him down, Higgins down on about the 34-yard line. Nice stop made by number 18 in there, Christian Dempsey from the Panthers.
Hey, I think, I wasn't watching carefully enough, but Wayne, I think they blitzed from the outside that time.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
got a blitz coming in, and
18 was a cornerback coming, right?
yeah, the blitz isn't what caught us. We pushed the blitz to the outside. He moved in the pocket, but there was somebody coming up the middle that got him then.
Joe Costello back to punt. Nice kickoff. Hits on about the 45. Over his head. He touched the ball. Oh, a nice play tried to make by Trocky, and then John Lashinsky and also Gary Spears in on the tackle. But boy, that was close. We had 3 speedsters coming down. We had Trocky, we had Spears, and we had Lashinsky, and all 3 of them going after that ball after Gehring had touched it.
And we've definitely got some speed on this team. I'll give us that. We can run with the best of them this year.
Yeah, we got the speed on the kickoffs and on the punts to cover the punts downfield.
Big defensive stand here for the Red Tornadoes right now. Be nice to hold them, down in their own end.
Yeah, you want to do that.
And try to get the ball back with a 7-0 deficit. Puts Cramsey in motion to the right. Kuzma going to run to the right. Gehring on the dive, and he gets about 4 yards. Rolling in on the tackle, and also Lashinsky came up and helped him out. Oh, that was Sinkovich helping him out. Get 27 and 37 a little mixed up once in a while. I shouldn't with their bodies, right? But
just by looking at the size of them, you ought to be able to tell.
It's just tough seeing those numbers down there. Dave Slater in at right cornerback, also at left cornerback, Scott Montgomery. Bob Veach, the safety for the Red Tornadoes. 2nd down and about 6. Hands off to Gehring around the right side. Nice tackle made by Sinkovich, and he sticks him right there after about maybe a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, good stop that time. I think, is that Lashinsky in on there too?
No, 47.
Oh, Scott Montgomery.
Montgomery,
Okay,
yeah.
Got a lot of 7s floating out there.
Yeah, Montgomery was also in there, but good stick by Sinkovich.
Yeah.
Did exactly what you want him to do.
Yeah,
on that
Joey,
play.
he read that right away. You can see he followed the ball the whole time.
I think last year you look at Sinkovich in his career, and you tend to overlook his defense because he was so spectacular offensively, but defensively, I mean, he's a rock. He's as solid as a rock out there.
Kuzma rolling to his right. Tucks the ball away and runs for the first down, and hit hard by Klingerman and also number 44 in there, Sean Sheptock.
Chippy took him right off his feet. He
And
hit
then
him at his
let
hip.
Sheptock finish him off.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a good hit. He got up right away, to his credit. You get hit, those 2 guys will lay a hurting on you when they get at you.
4th down for the Panthers.
Number 31, Tony Lee, back to punt for Panther Valley.
Dropping back. This one's going to be taken by Trocky on about the 49.
Nice.
And Truckee brings it down to the 43-yard line all by himself. Good run by Jeff.
What, are we going to play the whole game by the pole or what here? I mean, the greatest move on the thing there, and it's the poles right there.
It was nice. The first man down hooked Truckee by the arm and spun him around. Jeff put his hand down, kept his bounce, and picked up another 10 yards.
I didn't see a thing on that play. I just saw him fall down then when they tackled him.
Well, one nice thing in the change of punts, Mount Carmel gains about 25 or 30 yards. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Gonzalo split far right. Bob Veach split far left. Higgins, one back set. Looks at Gonzalo, hits him in the flat. Picks a nice run by Gonzalo and brings it down for a first down. Red Tornadoes on the 30-yard line.
You had it. Yeah, that was a great catch. Great play by Gonzalo, but you had to see Rocky at the end of it when he took 74 down. Now, you had to see that action. I mean, that was just as good as the actual pass play. Why did he nail him on the
you have to watch for that. I have to watch for the numbers, right?
You could, after the play was over, the only action still going was Rocky nailing 74 right at the end of the play.
Higgins with Sinkovich, the lone setback. Back to pass again. Hits Gonzalo again. Gain of about 6 yards. And if they leave Joel open on that sideline, I think Whitey Williams will throw at him all night.
Well, you know what they'll do. They'll keep on doing that all night long until someone covers him, and then he'll do a hitch move and take the rest of the sideline.
See, that play, the way that play is designed, they're throwing Truckee down the same sideline, and he's kind of clearing it out. And then what happens is Gonzalo catches the pass and turns, and you got Truckee ahead of you already blocking his man.
Well, also what you have to look at, look where the cornerbacks are. They're 10 yards back before they even start the defense. They're moving up a little bit now, but no Cramsey's 10 yards back on Joel right there. This one's going to Veach on the other side.
Nice.
First down, Red Tornadoes and more. Bob Veach down to about the 5-yard line. Fumble on the play. And he's down.
No fumble.
Down on about the, looks like probably about the 6-yard line from here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good play. Again, it just went the other way that time. And look, so far in this drive, passing looks really sharp.
You know what? What's really nice to see, they're making the catches, but it's the moves that the boys are putting on after they make the catch. You know, they turn right away, they look downfield, and they're looking where the defender is, and now I'm going to make my cut. And between Joel and Veach, Bobby right there, I said, two beautiful moves.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Panther Valley 7, Mount Carmel nothing, but Mount Carmel knocking on Panther Valley's doorstep right now.
Well, that's a sharp offensive series for Big Red this time around, and again, most of it done in the air. And you got the feeling from Coach Williams last night and the week before with Coach Veach when he was there and he was speaking for Williams. Now Williams came last night at the Supper Club. You get the feeling that he's as comfortable with the pass as he is with the run. It doesn't matter to him at all. If you want to sit back there and clog the line up and do that, fine. We'll just pass the ball. If we have to pass the ball 40 times, we'll pass it. If not, if you want to give us the run and you're going to cover the receivers, fine. We'll just run the ball. We have enough to do both. And it's an offense that's really, I think, comfortable for everybody because whatever they give you, he takes. It doesn't matter to him one way or the other what it's going to be.
What really helps there is the amount of talent that we have, not only in the quarterback that's been there for 4 years, but also our receivers.
First down and 10, Tornadoes. Higgins hands off to Sinkovich around the left side. Bulls through to about the 1-yard line, and this one will be second down and goal to go from the 1.
And as usual, it took 7 people to bring him down.
Definitely did.
He was stopped at the 1 by 7 people.
Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. Okay. He's probably figured it usually takes 9 to bring me down.
But I think we'd have to. They have the ball in about the 1.5, but I'd have to consider that play again. But I'm not the coach.
Well, no.
But I tell you what, you got big 40. Is 44?
Sheffy's there
Shep
too. That's right.
there.
That's also it too.
He can fall for that 1.5 if he has to.
This one's handed off to number 41 up the middle for the Red Tornadoes, Joe Costello.
I thought he was in, to tell you the truth. It's hard to tell down there.
Number 61.
I was close to it. I thought that one was in, but it's down on about the 1-yard line. Third down and goal to go from the 1. Gonzalo. Oh, Higgins was over, it looked like, and I don't know if they're going to call it. We're going to be faced with a 4th down and inches for the Red Tornadoes. This one's going to be 4th down and inches. Williams sends his play in.
He also sent Veach and Klingerman into the lineup on that play.
Well, he's got a lot of people jumping here on this one. Big, tight defense by the Panthers.
Power eye.
Oh, fumble on the play,
fumble.
and there's a touchdown, but also there's a flag on the play. We're not sure where this one's coming from.
Well, the linesman that threw the flag, he also indicated
Legal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a tough call by the officials on this one.
A tough call, all right. Coach Williams wants a timeout. No one's paying attention, but he wants a timeout. Now we have
well, the
real
question whether or
confusion
not
going
they
on
can
here.
decline the penalty. No, they can't. An illegal procedure happens before the ball snaps, so they have to mark it off. Mount Carmel will get one more play, 4th down and 6.
Mount Carmel tail line, 5 yards illegal procedure. That'll make a 4th down, 6 yards to go.
Coach Williams is
Wants
livid.
a timeout.
Yes, that's exactly what that is, guys. They're calling an illegal formation. That's why he's so mad. They're not calling movement. They got us for illegal formation on that play. When he does that, as Joe Thurway told me on Thursday after the telecast, when I had those questions about different things, one of the things Joe Thurway told me is when the referee is rolling his hands like that, right? It means 3 or 4 different things. It's not one penalty. It covers 3 or 4 different penalties when he uses his hands like that. And I believe they called us for illegal formation. That's what I think. I didn't see anyone move. I didn't see anything happen in there that shouldn't have happened. And the way Coach Williams reacted to it, and he's out. In fact, he's out there having shall we say, a face-to-face talk with him. I believe that's exactly what occurred in that play.
We just talked here, Wayne, and Warren, to the coaches from Mount Carmel, and what was called was not enough men on the line.
Okay.
So whether a tackle lined up a little bit back too far or what, we're not positive what happened there. But
I'll tell you what, you're splitting some hairs on that call there.
Right.
At that point,
everybody that was supposed to be out there from the coach's standpoint was there.
My
4th down, big 4th down play. Higgins rolls to his right, looks in the end zone for Gonzalo. Touchdown!
Yeah, there it is. Oh, great catch by Gonzalo and a great strike. Great strike by Higgins.
I'll tell you what, Higgins dropped back in the pocket. There were 2 men that were right on his tail. He kept his composure and made a beautiful throw.
Oh, yeah. Now, here we go, guys. Here is the extra point attempt, and I quizzed Coach Williams on this extensively last night. And I'm going to have to say one thing about this.
And Mount Carmel shifts over now. This time when they shift, they most likely will kick the ball. Snaps back, down, kicks up, and it was blocked. It was partially blocked, and that one's no good. So there was a big hand came in there and grabbed that ball, touched that ball, and just sent it off. Chippy actually had the power to get it through, but just sent it off a little bit to the right.
Now, I got a good story. Now, I'll tell you what, because this telecast is heard by a lot of different people, I'm not going to give you the full reasons behind that lineup, okay? I'm not going to do that. I am going to say that after the explanation came to me last night, I'm completely wrong about that. I mean, I just thought it was a goofy kind of thing that they did, and I was wrong. It was not. There's a very good reason, which I'm not going to tell you. But what I wanted to talk about was number 64, Eric Schlegel. Okay? Eric's a senior this year, and he runs that play. When we go into that extra point formation, he's in charge of it. He's the guy that sets us up and calls it and everything, and I wanted to point him out. He's number 64. You'll see him go on the field each time we do that, and that's his job. He runs the operation for us during that formation.
Thank you.
No problem.
Coach Williams is still
mad about
giving it to that ref. Whatever he did, the ref was wrong, he thinks. Jones deep and also Gehring deep. And this one, Klinger will have to kick into the wind, keep it a little lower. But he sails one down toward the end zone and into the end zone. This one will be first down and 10 for the Panthers from the 20. Big kick into the wind for Klingerman.
Well, you know what? The Panthers were looking for the win to kill the ball. They were up on about the 12-yard line, 15-yard line. It went right over their head. That was a beautiful kick.
10 minutes left in the first half. 7-6. Panthers in the lead, and we have a good game here for you tonight.
Now, Coach Williams is warmed up right now. I'll say that for me. He was pretty mad and pretty hot about that call. And if that's what that call was, I'm going to say it was a pretty cheapy call.
That's right. Kuzma tries the Gehring around the right side, and we were waiting for him on that play. In on the tackle, making a nice stop. Number 1, Dave Slater.
Dave stood right in the hole. He wasn't going to give up any ground at all. Nice play by Dave.
Great tackle made by Slater.
Well, Slater, he's had himself a great game last weekend. Of course, he was a guest of the Supper Club last night, and he and Chippy Klingerman, and two great kids. Two great kids. I mean, they were truly a joy to sit with and have a meal with, to listen to them talk and ask questions and all.
Second down and 8. The ball on the 22-yard line. Kuzma sets the Panthers 2 split wide. Almost got tripped by his own man. Big rush on. Sends one downfield, but covered very nicely there by number 28, Gary Spears.
Now that time he had no one open. He really didn't. He was rushed hard, but he had no one open.
Stosh Puldanovich at the defensive end position.
Yeah, he put the pressure on Stosh. In fact, he had his arms around his waist. He was ready to make the tackle when he threw the ball.
I think the nose guard, Chippy Klingerman, made a good play there because somehow Kuzma was tripping on his way back. Big third down play. 3rd down and 8 for the Panthers. 9:20 in the first half. Kuzma back to throw. Screen pass. Read nicely by Sinkovich. And also number 45, Stosh Puldanovich. Fumble on the play.
I don't know. I think Panther Valley is going to have it.
And the ball is still with Panther Valley, but a great play by Joe Sinkovich. Read that one all the way, and Puldanovich came over and helped him out.
I'll tell you what, they seen that right from the snap. Sinkovich couldn't get in fast enough at the receiver.
They tried that play 6 times last week against Lehighton and worked about 5 times. So I think a little bit of coaching on that point too, Wayne, to let them know what to look for.
Oh, nice punt.
Nice punt. Going to be taken by Sinkovich on the 48-yard line. Looks for a hole. Brings it up the middle to the 40, to the 35,
nice block,
to the 20, and he's down at about the 19-yard line. Big run back, Joe Sinkovich, the senior tailback from the Red Tornadoes.
You watch that. Joey catches it. He doesn't have the great speed, but watch his head, man. He watches his blockers out in front, and he makes some beautiful cuts there.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. 8:27 left in the first half.
First and 10. Mount Carmel ball on the Panther Valley 20-yard line.
Higgins hands off to Sinkovich, up the middle. Pulls his way down to about the 15-yard line. 5-yard gain for the Red Tornadoes. 2nd down and 5.
Nice run that time. The hole opened up for a second, and he squeezed through it just as it opened up, and then broke into the linebackers in the secondary for 5 yards. So that was a nice play that time.
Well, I'll tell you, the interior of the line, those 3 linemen right there in the interior, the center, 2 guards are doing a hell of a job. They're opening up holes. We're picking up 5 yards each time.
Higgins, this time to Sinkovich, and he's stuffed nicely by number 48 from the Panthers, which is Bill Reese.
Good play that time by Reese, really. You got to give him credit that time. It's tough to stop Sinkovich like that in the backfield. But he almost never goes down in the backfield.
No.
Big 3rd down play for the Red Tornadoes. Trocchi comes into the lineup, and I got a feeling we're going to see one go in the air here.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. 7:17 in the first half.
I think you might see maybe that screen pass come out here again.
That's a good one here.
Had we caught that would have worked for some yardage the first time around. I think you're going to see that again.
Trocchi going to the right side and cut down after about a 6-yard gain, but a nice tackle made over there. Chris Kuzma in on the tackle for the Panthers, the quarterback.
Ooh. Wholesale exchange here.
How's that for play calling?
Hey. Field goal.
I would say we have a field goal, an attempted field goal coming up here, and this is something because actually it's into the wind. This is a tough one into the wind for Chip Klingerman.
Well, considering the kickoff, though, I don't know.
This is going to be about a 32-yard field goal. Snaps back, it's down, kicks up.
Oh, we got a flag.
And a little bit to the right, but we have
It's
a flag on
against
the play. This one's going to be against Panther Valley.
That'll bring up, there it is.
No, it's against Mount Carmel. I'm not even sure what they called on that one. And the whole red Tornado team thought it was against Panther Valley.
Actually, it's pretty hard to have a legal procedure on a field goal attempt.
Well, now he has to know whether to go. Now he has to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
No, he's going to go for a field goal again.
Well, look for 64, Schlegel. Let's see. Yep, Schlegel's in there. They're kicking.
Yep, they're going to kick again.
You know, Schlegel carries the tee with him at all times. That's the other job he has. The tee never leaves. No, it doesn't leave his side. He's the man with the tee, so he's got the responsibility for the kicking game right now.
Coach Williams called timeout with 6:21 left in the first half. 7-6, the Panthers in the lead.
You know what? I think the boys are even trying to get the explanation off the referees there about what is going on.
Well, there's 2 calls now that they question about the. Now it looks like possibly an offense coming back in again.
They called not enough guys on the line? Yeah, so only 6 guys on the line.
Here comes Schlegel.
Again, the
Schlegel.
second time. That's what it was, not enough guys on the line.
Schlegel's off the field, so we're gonna be going for it now.
I'm not sure, but I guess when we watch the replays, we're going to have to look and see where the 5 guys are on the line or where the 6 guys are, what they're questioning right there.
I get the feeling you're going to have to look real hard to see why they're not on the line.
Well, he's seeing something, though. There's something that one guy is calling, and that's something they're going to have to take into the locker room and discuss a little bit.
Fortunately, you know, it's haunt us now on 2 scoring opportunities.
Right.
That's right.
That's the killer of it. Both times we're about to score points or looking to score points, and they call that penalty. So we're going to have to, one way or the other, get it straightened out between ourselves and between them so we don't have it called again. And now Big Red will line up with a 4th and 8.
Gonzalo and Sinkovich split.
Blitz.
But he looked at Sinkovich in the backfield. Now he's just going to let one fly and nobody over there. So on 4th down, the Panther defense holds and Panther Valley will take over with 6:14 left in the first half. But that one was squelched a little bit by the referees.
Well, Panther Valley played a good defensive play that time. They blitzed, they came off the line, everybody was shooting in, and he was backing up almost immediately under those circumstances and wasn't able to get the ball to a receiver. So leaves us, still 7-6, although Mount Carmel Area did look good again on his drive. So it'll be up to the defense to hold him. You can hold him tight down here, get the punt back. You're still in pretty good field position before that half to score some points.
Yeah, the last 2 defensive series, we held our own.
Cramsey goes in motion to the left. Kuzma tries to hand it up the middle to number 44, which is Gehring, and he's tackled over there by, looks like Sinkovich in on the tackle. Also Stosh Pultanovich and Corey Hepler. Gary Spears was up from cornerback too, so we'll give it to them all. They were all in there. Good gangled tackle by the Red Tornadoes. 5:52 left in the half. 7-6, Panthers in the lead. Cramsey comes far right this time. Kuzma's going to throw in the crossing pair to Cramsey. He's still on his feet, and he's run down
by Lashinsky.
Number 47 was hanging on his feet for the Red Tornadoes on the initial hit, Scott Montgomery. But, boy, he was wide open on that play. Got open by about 5 or 6 yards, right over the middle again. 5:26 left in the first half. First down and 10, Panthers on the 46-yard line. Right now appears we have to attack Kuzma, the quarterback, not give him that much time back there, Warren.
No, he's a fairly accurate passer, that's for sure, when he has the time.
Kuzma to Gehring. Big hit from the Red Tornadoes, and Sinkovich, linebacker came in and made that stop.
That's 4 plays that happened smack dab in this poll that I didn't see.
I couldn't really see it either. I looked at Sinkovich getting up.
What are the odds of that during a game?
Pretty good, I guess.
My goodness. Think about it.
Slater and Spears at the cornerback, Lashinsky at strong safety, and Bob Veach at free safety. Cramsey goes in motion. This one's a pitch back to him. He's going to throw again. This time he's looking down the middle. Veachy there for the interception. Intercepts on about the 20-yard line. Tucks the ball away, brings it up to the 25, to the 30.
There's blockers
to the
over
45.
there.
Bob Veach to the 50 and knocked out of bounds on the 45-yard line. Good defense by the Red Tornadoes. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, 4:12 left in the first half.
And nice play by Veach that time. Read it all the way. What's wrong with that play? It took too long.
Well, that time the receivers were covered very well by Mount Carmel.
Yeah,
he had to look to 2 different receivers. By then it was too late.
Yeah,
he just
was in
left
trouble.
one float.
He left a guy, and his own man didn't know where it was then. He was kind of lost sight of it too. So, but then a good play, but a great run back. That's even better. He intercepted, but running it back that far after he intercepted is really a good part.
Fake to Sheptok, option to Sinkovich. Brings it around the left side. Gets away from one back and down for about a 6 or 7 yard gain for the Red Tornadoes.
It's just great to watch Joe run. I mean, not only can he carry these guys with him, 6, 7 guys with him, but when someone's after him tackling his, down at his knees or whatever, he's not looking, he's not even bothering with that person that's trying to tie him. He's looking downfield to where I'm going to go after I get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
3:40,
exactly right.
3:40 left on the clock, 2nd down and 4. Higgins back to pass. Looks at Gonzalo on the fly pattern into the corner. Beauty catch!
Oh, yes.
Great catch by Joe Gonzalo on the 9-yard line.
What a pass and catch. Perfect. You know how many times those two guys have thrown that pass to each other over the years? In the backyard, in the driveway, in the street out front? About 2,000, and that's the payoff of it right there.
3:27 left in the first half. Mount Carmel can get a first. Maybe not. They might be right on the 10. It's first down and goal to go from the 10. Sinkovich off the right side, gains about 3 or 4 yards.
There's no first down because the marker's down on the other side.
So it was goal to go. It was real close to the 10.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
probably
sure
right there.
whether or not they were going to say that you could get a first down on about the 1-inch line, but Trockey comes in with the play. Spears stays in also, and Sheptok comes out. So we're putting a little speed in now and taking the big fullback out. That would tend to believe you're not going to barrel one up the middle.
Yeah, you would think, but then I'm not calling it.
Never know.
Spears is holding his right arm. He looks like he's hurt.
Yep, they came inside.
Pitch. Trockey.
Nice.
Touchdown. Red. He's got to be in.
Come on.
Oh, my gosh. I
These
can't
guys are
believe
bad.
that. I cannot believe what's happening here. 2 touchdowns that have gotten over that have not been called by these officials.
Well, it seems they've erected a wall at the goal
Wow.
line there.
And you know what? His knee didn't go down first. He
dove.
His body had to go in first before his knees came down.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's hard to call it from up here. It's really because you can't see the goal line even from up here, but I'm starting to wonder about these guys.
Yeah, Panther Valley was looking to the inside. They blitzed inside. We went to the outside.
Higgins, touchdown, Red Tornadoes, and they still haven't signaled it.
Got to put your arms up, guys.
Holy cow almighty, we have Panther Valley officials here tonight.
You know what it is? I think they have underarm problems. I'm sorry, I believe that's what it is. They're not able to. You ever see that commercial they have where you try to raise your arm and you quick put it back down? I believe they're suffering from some underarm problem.
They're not sure. That's what
they're not sure. Exactly right.
Well, timeout called by the Red Tornadoes, and that one we definitely got in. And the sad part is we were on the 50-yard line, 70 yards away from where we're sitting, and we could see Higgins fall into the end zone without an official raising his hands. Yeah, Unbelievable.
They're a little tentative at the goal line, aren't they?
12-7, the Big Red in the lead, and that's the bottom line.
Maybe they thought if they didn't call it, we were just going to go away, or
you don't know
go
what
back
the
to the
thought
1 yard
there.
line. Yeah.
I'm searching in the crowd here, and I don't see number 64 on the. Yes, I do. So this is going to be a 2-point attempt.
Right.
Okay, we're not going to kick it. We're going to go for the 2-point attempt here.
1:53 left in the half, and this way trying to get the up by 7 points. The score at 1:53, The Red Tornadoes 12, the Panthers 7.
Now, what's interesting here is to see this two-point conversion. He's got so many imaginative ideas here. It'll be amazing. Probably like looking right up the middle.
Gonzalo
splits. Never going to learn.
Gonzalo splits far right. Sinkovich at the left end position with Sept in the backfield. Big shift. Veach and Trocky come left. Sinkovich goes to tailback. Oh, and we didn't have a snap on that play, I don't think. That's going to be a legal procedure against the Red Tornadoes.
The ball did move.
Yes, it did.
Then it stopped.
I don't know what we were doing there. We do have our problems when we get down there.
Yes.
And that was our fault. I don't know why we did that. I'm not sure what was happening there.
Slater now into the lineup for Gonzalo. He's bringing the next play in that Coach Williams is going to try. Slater, split far right. We just have Sept and Sinkovich in the backfield. Higgins rolls to his right, looks at Slater. Slater was cutting across and Trocky in the far corner, but the extra point is no good, but still a big score for the Red Tornadoes at the 1:53 mark. Red Tornadoes 12, Panthers 7. And the big interception from Bob Veach sort of helped that one go all the way.
Oh, yeah. He was the catalyst of that drive. Let me take a second here with the 1:53 mark, and I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to WKMC TV. We are originating our signal from the Mount Carmel Area Broadcasting Center located on the high school campus. We are WLX267 microwave signal, and we are an instructional fixed television service. You can find us every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on channel 13 of the Service Electric Cable System.
And on Thursday nights, you can find us at Matucci's Restaurant.
And that's right. Thursday night, the Red Tornado Supper Club, which we'll talk about at the half again. We'll be there. We were there. We had a great turnout.
Klingerman kicks off. Squibs one down along the ground. Taken by the up man about the 30-yard line.
Oh,
big tackle by Dave Slater.
Oh, man.
Great hit by Dave Slater on the 30-yard line.
Oh, goodness.
Dave's playing with reckless abandon, isn't he?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Great job.
What a stuff. Oh, is he quick? He's lightning quick.
First down play was a pass from Kuzma to Cramsey coming across, and Slater and also the linebacker Sept made a great play, so Panthers will have a second down and 10.
Now it looks like the Panthers are going to come out here with a minute 21 to go and just pass, see what happens here, trying to get the ball down quick.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to kill the clock. Keep on throwing incomplete passes.
Yeah.
It gives us an opportunity to put it back in again.
Back to pass. Looks at Oriel. Veach is there again.
Okay,
yes,
Bobby.
Intercepted by Bob Veach on about the 31-yard line. Big play by the free safety of the Red Tornadoes.
Ball was well overthrown, the receiver,
right.
and well overthrown to where he was headed for. And Veach, in fact, Veach had a tough catch running,
over
under
his
it.
shoulder.
Yeah, trying to run underneath
They
it.
definitely had Veach in a prevent position. He was just back there, and he was able to come in and make the stop. So Red Tornadoes with 1:12 left in the first half. Question is, will Williams go and try to put another one on the board? This one's in the flat and a little short to Gonzalo. Cramsey covering a little better that time, and maybe Higgins just throwing away from Cramsey when he saw Gonzalo was covered.
Yeah, that could be too, because you intercept that as a touchdown.
Right.
That's one of the things. That pass is a dangerous pass on if you get intercepted. So
Red Tornadoes in a hurry-up offense here. They come right up on the line. Higgins again now to this side to Veach. Takes it, brings it to the sideline, and runs it out of bounds to stop the clock after about an 8 or 9 yard gain.
He's about a yard short.
Williams gives the play to Veach. Veach steps out of bounds, turns around. Williams gives him the play, and he goes back into the huddle. So it was an economical play all around that time.
Well, right now they're going to measure for it. He actually is going to measure and try to spot that ball. I don't think it's a first down, but they're going to use it to mark the ball and place it where it should be. He should be so
very precise.
He should be so meticulous down at the goal line.
Yeah,
How about it?
They get a little bit queasy when they get down to the goal line. I don't know what their problem is.
1:01 left in the first half. 12-7, the Big Red in the lead.
You're right. It's not a first down.
Yeah, you know, the other thing now is Panther Valley knows, there's only a minute one left. So you're looking pass here all the way. And every time we've shown pass, they're blitzing up the middle. You know, their two linebackers are firing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might see something over the center because they're going to be open.
Well, really a smart read by Veach, too, though. He was real close to that. And you know what's tough? In high school football, you don't have that sideline marker to really know when you're coming to the side to know whether or not it's there. In the pros,
nothing to aim
in college,
for there.
they lay that arrow there so that you know where that is.
Yeah, but usually on your home field, you always put those things over on the visitor side.
That's
so you
right.
think they'd
they
be over
keep
here.
It right.
You know?
That's right. Third down and 1 for the Red Tornadoes. This one's to Sinkovich. Close to getting the first yard to the 1 yard, but then he tried to regroup his steps, and he's down about a loss of about probably 2 yards. So Mount Carmel probably in a punting situation with 47 seconds left on the clock.
41 in the lineup.
Yeah, Costello.
To punt for us.
No.
A couple of guys too many floating around here.
Well, what's happening here is Geary was snapping. Now they put Joel Gonzalo in the snap for the Red Tornadoes. Snaps back to Costello. Good snap. Big kick by Joe Costello.
Oh,
fair catch called for by Kuzma down on the 22-yard line.
That's the punt that you want going into the wind. You want it to turn over right away. You don't want the wind to react.
What occurred there, guys, is where we need the center. What happens is on the long snap, they worked on who was going to long snap the ball during the week, and Joel is the long snapper now. So when it gets to be fourth down, he has to think about coming to the center position and reporting also to the officials to let them know that he's going there with the number 80 on.
Right. That's right. And I'm going to have a little talk about that in a second, too. I also had that cleared up by Joe Thurway for me, our resident expert in refereeing.
Kuzma's just going to down the ball for the Panthers. They want to go into the locker room and talk this one over. So we'll watch the clock run down at 10 seconds.
That's a pretty neat thing.
They use the tenths.
All right. I never saw that before.
Yeah, that's great, but they leave the ball there.
Well, they're only slightly technologically advanced, that's all.
That's the end of the first half. The score, the Red Tornadoes 12, the Panthers from Panther Valley 7. We'll be back with Warren's halftime stats in 1 moment.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly go over the halftime stats as I can read them in the dark here. Mount Carmel Area in the rushing department rushed the ball 16 times for 39 yards. Their passing was 7 of 10 for 96 yards. They had 5 first downs. Individually in the rushing department, he had Sinkovich for 7 for 18 yards, Spears 1 for 12 yards, Sheptalk 1 for 3 yards, Higgins 4 for -5 yards, Trocky 2 for 10 yards, and Costello 1 for 1 yard. In the receiving department, Gonzalo was 5 for 67, Veach 2 for 29. Panther Valley rushed the ball 12 times for a total of only 32 yards. And the passing, they were 5 of 10 for 108 yards, with the bulk of that yardage, of course, coming on the one pass play. They also had 5 first downs. And, of course, one of the big stories of the first half would be the 2 big interceptions by Veach for Mount Carmel Area. And you're looking at Gonzalo, just a quick note. He has 5 catches. The record is 8 catches in a game from Mount Carmel Area. So you want to keep your eye in the second half and see what happens in the passing department in that area. And now we are just about to begin the second half, and we'll be with you in 1 second.
To start the second half, number 61, John Williams will kick off for the Panthers. Deep for the Red Tornadoes, Spears, Trocky, and also Veach. That's Brett Veach, the freshman. Williams squibs one, taken by Slater on about the 30-yard line, brings it right up the middle, looks for a hole, fumble on the play. And we're looking who's under the pile there with the ball. Ball recovered by the Red Tornadoes.
You want to hope it's such. You don't want to start the second half like
65 recovered the ball, Bob.
Number 65 on the ball for the Red Tornadoes. That's Dave Williams. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. 12-7, the Big Red in the lead in an excellent first half.
Well, hard-fought first half. These are two good teams. Panther Valley, again, we thought that coming in they were going to be tough and physical, and they're every bit of that here in the first half anyway.
Pitch to Sinkovich, coming around the right side, finds a hole, breaks it up into that hole, and gains about 6 yards. Nice run and blocking by Sinkovich in the Red Tornado line.
Yeah, they had some nice blocking over there. They're really backing up. When you see everybody going the other way, you know you're blocking well over there.
But again, I'll tell you, from where we sat, he gained a good 6 yards, and it's marked with 5 yards only, yes.
I have to say one thing about the weather, though. It is getting colder and colder as the night goes on here.
Hey, welcome to football.
We're going to come this side to Gary Spears.
Nice.
It just tripped up at about the, well, he gained about probably 3 or 4 yards, so Mount Carmel will be faced with a 3rd down and 1. That happened right about the 49-yard line.
Gary had clear sailing there. You know, that was a nice move by the defender to trip him up.
Well, the ball right now, as I look straight ahead, I can't even see the ball. This is amazing. What's this, number 6 now?
You got the pole.
Directly in front of this pole?
6 times for you.
Why do you think we sat you
That's
down?
hard to believe.
Higgins pitches to Sinkovich. Going to come around the left side, and a nice stop made by number 45 from Panthers, Matty Mashalik.
Well, we're going to end up losing yardage in that play, and we're going to have to punt the ball away, it looks like.
But it's actually pronounced Mahalik.
Really?
Yep.
He's from the other team?
We talked about him, yep.
I could care less.
I know that. Jones and Gehring deep for the Panthers. Back to punt, number 41, Costello for the Red Tornadoes. High snap, but Joey gets it off the side of his foot. Gets a good tornado bounce down to about the 26-yard line, and will be down, first down and 10, Panthers from the 26.
Yeah, this game is far from over. They're going to be in this right till the end, it seems. They're fired up over there. They feel they can win, it looks like, anyway, from the way they're running around over there. So you can expect to see a hard-fought second half here as we begin with. We have 10 minutes and 7 seconds into the third quarter.
Well, the wind is in our favor for the last
quarter, and which is good.
Which is good.
Motion man. Back to pass. Kuzma over the middle and finds a gap. First down, close to a first down for number 85 from the Panthers, Charlie Whitehead. Just a quick pass. Everybody made it look like they were going to sweep right, and he had a quick pass over the middle. First down and 10, Panthers. Kuzma sets the Panthers. Cramsey goes in motion. Kuzma back to pass. Rush.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Big hit by Joe Costello. Also in there. Jason Klingerman also in there, and
it had to be the other end from the other side. I don't know who.
Mark Burns.
Yeah,
We have Mark Burns in for Stosh Buldanovich right now. So we got all three of them.
But
there were 3 big hits there.
Yeah, the 2 ends were the ones that pinched in, and I saw those two
and
anyway.
Klingerman right up the middle with the gap attack.
Gap attack. He was gap attacked.
Second down and 17 for the Panthers. Kuzma back to pass. Looks at Cramsey, runs. He actually ran into Sheptalk. Could have been called interference on the offensive interference.
Yeah, well, despite those two things that were happening there, he also ran. Either he ran the wrong pattern,
right,
or the quarterback threw the wrong pattern because the ball wasn't close to him there.
Well, he was looking for him to cut the center, and he ran into Sheptalk.
Oh, he stood.
Okay. You know.
Because I saw him put his hands up, and he was looking at the quarterback like, where were you throwing that? But
No, I think he was
It
looking
wasn't the right
he was
spot
looking
to the referee
looking
for a
flag. That's what he was doing.
Brandon McKee comes into the Panther lineup, number 83, replaces number 80, Oriel. Cramsey stays left, but usually goes in motion in this formation. Here he comes. Now he's going to come around back. Pitch back, and it's a pitch pass.
Yeah,
it's a screen pass back to Kuzma, the quarterback.
Joe
Great play,
Sinkovich.
Joe Sinkovich all the way.
Yeah.
Linebacker for the Big Red reads it all the way, and this one will be a 4th down for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Good play by the Red Tornadoes.
Joe wasn't letting that go very far. He took the lead blocker on and just shuffled right around him and made the tackle.
He read the play, but the key part was that they had a lead blocker out running, and he just got rid of him and made the play anyway. So it was a good play on 2 counts that time for Sinkovich.
Lee back to punt for Panthers. This one's in the direction of Trockey. He'll take it on about the 28-yard line, bring it to the left side, look for a wall, and now brings it around the right side
Oh,
again.
cheap. What? He's bad. He is bad.
Nobody even went down on the ground. I'm not sure
He
what
ran
he
around
called.
him. He's clipping. He's going to call.
Well, they're discussing the call right now.
That was a bad call.
We have a holding call against the Red Tornadoes.
And all he did was he just ran around them.
Well, I'm telling you what, I'm reserving comment one last time. But the next bonehead mistake here, we're going to have to go at him tooth and nail. That's it. I'm not holding back. I've been showing some constraint
Composure,
here.
is that the word?
Composure, constraint here in the. I was a something. I just couldn't. I couldn't get the rest of it out. I couldn't went either way.
He's all worked up. That's what it is.
Well, they're starting to make me mad now. Okay.
8:19 left in the third quarter. Ball on the 27-yard line. First down and 10. Big Red 12-7 in the lead. They have that 5-point lead. Gonzalo split left. Higgins.
Ooh.
Dropped the
Fumbled the
ball
ball.
on the
Picked
rollout,
it
but
up.
picked it up and now still goes and gains about 1 yard after the fumble. Second down and 9, and I'm not too sure. I had the poll sort of in my way on that one. In fact, I was watching all the fakes. I'm not too sure I even saw that Higgins had the ball.
I'll tell you, Higgins did have the ball. And Higgins might have been going around the end, but the end when he came in, grabbed him by the back of the shirt, and he lost his balance.
Second down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes. This one's the Sinkovich. Finds a little hole, but very little there, a gain of about maybe 1 or 2 yards right up the middle.
Brings up a third and 8, a tough 3rd and 8 now.
Well, some things the coaching staff has to watch out here too is on the third quarter going into the stiff wind, you don't want to put it up in the air that much. I don't think so.
Well, you don't have to go long.
Right.
You know, they just need the flat, out in the flat someplace, 6 yards.
Well, one
We need 8
thing,
now. We have to go 8 yards now.
the quarterbacks did move up a little. Higgins on the straight drop back. Big rush by the Panthers, and Higgins will go down after about an 8-yard gain. Big in on the tackle was number 45 from Panther Valley, and that's Mahalik. So Mount Carmel now in a punting situation with 6:33 left in the third.
Well, you don't want here. You know they're gonna go for it. You don't want the block.
No, you're absolutely right. A lot of pressure on Gonzalo
Snaps
right now.
back to Costello. Big rush and a good kick by Joey. He saw it coming and got it off really quick. Bob Veach down to put it down and down the ball on about the 45-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. Good kick by a young freshman.
Oh, yeah, a lot of pressure that time. They came, just as you said. You guys were right. They were coming all the way that time. Now, they get good field position on the exchange of the punt, so a little bit of pressure now on the Big Red defense. Coming down to the 6-minute mark in the third quarter with the 12-7 lead.
Oriel and Cramsey both back into the end positions. Cramsey goes in motion for the Panthers. Kuzma back to pass. Lots of time,
nice.
but now gets the big rush. And just
Nice.
over the head of Cramsey, but a big rush from the Red Tornadoes. Number 66 in there for the Red Tornadoes, which is Jason Rohrbaugh.
Yeah, John Lashinsky had the receiver all the way. Did get a hand on the ball and tipped it away.
I had the pole on that one, so that's all I could see. So did you, Warren. I know that.
I'm not even talking about the pole any longer. I think this pole moves, to tell you the truth.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
Second down and 10 for the Panthers. Kuzma back to pass again. Looking long with lots of time. Finds someone breaking across the middle, and actually number 83 from the Panthers, but there was good coverage by the Red Tornadoes, but McKee did slip down and fall in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Sept and Spears were there, in the area.
Well, I think you need to notice here, though, you're seeing, there's a lot of time, but there's only 2 receivers in the pattern. Everybody else is in a pass defense, pass defense, pass blocking. So he does have a lot of time, but he's also doesn't have a lot of targets. So if one of those 2 guys doesn't break open quickly,
he's going to get nailed.
Yeah,
the other thing is they've pretty much given up the running.
Yeah,
the running attack.
They
haven't done much
at all.
even in the end of the second period.
Well, the other thing there was McKee really wasn't open either. He was covered well. Third down and 10. Big third down play for the Red Tornadoes. Kuzma, straight drop back. Costello with a big
nice
rush.
Pressure.
Running him down now, throws him back. And that one is intentional grounding all the way. There is no doubt about it.
Bad.
These officials are for Panther Valley all the way. There is no doubt about it that was intentional grounding. There were 2 linemen standing there to receive the ball, and now's your chance, Warren, because you said one more time.
That wasn't even close.
That wasn't even close. I agree with you.
I'm trying to rest a minute before I say something that'll have to be blipped off the air.
Lee with a big kick with the win. Trockey back there.
Ooh.
Takes it on about the 15-yard line.
Nice.
Oh, another great block. Trockey breaks it up the sideline, and this one's coming back, but it was an excellent block by the Red Tornadoes. Wow, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
There's just no way that was a clip. No way on earth that was a clip. And the one before that was real questionable, and I'm giving him the benefit on that one. That wasn't a clip either.
First down and 10 from the 8-yard line, and Mount Carmel hopes here to be able to grind out a few yards.
Give me a break. Unbelievable call.
Okay. Higgins, back to pass from deep in his own area. Tucks the ball away, breaks it around the right side.
He's down!
Great block by the Tornadoes.
He killed him. Oh, God. Oh, man. He's down.
Great block by Chicklet.
Do you believe it? He picked that kid up off the ground.
Oh, you could be arrested on the street for that. I'm telling you, that's a felony offense outside the stadium.
Oh,
big
hit by the Red Tornado.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he doesn't even know where he's at.
Oh, yes. Oh, the truck man.
Second down and 4 to go.
Whoa.
4:58 left in the third quarter, 12-7. Big Red in the lead.
Oh, God, that was beautiful.
We have to have an instant replay on that.
Beautiful. My goodness.
Higgins pitches back to Spears. Finds a hole.
Nice move.
Oh, one man to beat. One step
48,
quicker, and that was a touchdown.
Reese he is playing a fantastic game for Panther Valley. Reese, 48.
Billy Reese.
That's the second or third time he's done that to Spears. He stopped Sinkovich twice in the backfield. He's really having a great game with great run again. Spears 1 second away from a touchdown.
The big thing here for the Red Tornadoes is they got it out of the real deep end of their territory.
I think that hit has everybody fired up right now.
Higgins, Sinkovich, left side, finds a hole.
Nice move, Joe.
Gains about 6 or 7 yards.
Stole the ball.
Panther Valley has the ball. Stole the ball off of
Stripped the ball.
Sinkovich. This one's going to the Panthers. First down and 10.
Oh, bad break that time. Bad break that time.
First down and 10, Panther Valley.
Now, Big D's going to have to really make a stand now.
First and 10, Panther Valley. 3:59 left in the third quarter. And we have a barn burner here for you.
My goodness, we do. This is a great game. Bit of a nail biter, but a great game.
Kuzma hands off to Gehring. Big play made by Sinkovich.
Yeah, well, he may have had the ball taken from him, but he hasn't forgotten it. Now, there you have an example of it there. Now he's breathing fire out there.
Loss of 2 for Panther Valley. Ball back to the 31-yard line. 3:25 left, and then Mount Carmel picks up the wind, which is really to their benefit. It's a stiff breeze blowing right here now at Panther Valley. Kuzma brings the Panthers up. McKee into the lineup for the Panthers. He's the lone wide receiver. Kuzma straight drop back.
Gap attack! Gap attack!
That one was going to be a screen pass, and there was no way he was going to get it off how fast Jason Klingerman got in there.
Boy, he put the speed on.
Whew, Doggy. Ooh, Doggy, what a loss that was. Big time.
Well, defense is really taking over.
Yeah.
Well, that was a 12-yard loss. That moved the ball from the 31-yard line back to the 43.
That brings up 3rd and 23 now for the Panthers. Big loss, big play for Big Red. Oh, was he quick that time? He got around that guy in a flash.
He looked like Dave Schlater last week, didn't he?
The quarterback couldn't move. He just couldn't go anywhere.
Get out here, David. Cut one.
Kuzma is going on the pitch pass, and he's wide open. But a nice play made in there by Slater. Also in there was number 41, Joe Costello, and I think number 66, Rohrbaugh.
Now, one of the things, if you noticed, Slater, when this play began, normally you should have seen Slater come out to him. 4th down and 28 for the Panthers now. But Slater should have come out to cover. But they knew what was going to happen, and he was able to move in and do that. The defense adjusted completely to what they were doing.
Big punt back in the direction of Sinkovich. Takes it on about the 10-yard line, breaks it up the middle, brings it to the right side. Still looking for some running room and still going on his feet out there.
Come on.
And we're going to have another penalty called against the Red Tornadoes. And I think the best thing for Red Tornadoes to do right now is fair catch, because every play they have, they're going to get a clipping call.
Was that the big tall guy?
Relax.
Was it?
This call came in from the far sideline.
If it's a big tall guy, we're going to have to run him over with the bus.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah,
This one is again going to put Mount Carmel deep in their own end zone, in their own area, and 1:26 left in the 3rd quarter.
You were almost right with end zone, because
I
they're
nearly
going to
said
be
end
right
zone.
off the goal
Well,
line.
I knew it was going back close to there, and that's where it actually goes back to about the 6-yard line.
The fur piece back there now.
6-yard line going into a stiff breeze. I think Coach Williams would be happy right now to get that minute off the clock and get it going in the other direction. Higgins. Sinkovich around the right side, finds a hole. One guy to beat, Oriel, and he beats him, but had to stop up a little bit, but gets the ball out to about the 30-yard line. Big run by Joe Sinkovich.
Sinkovich is breathing fire. Now, that fumble now has him really turned up now.
24-yard gain for the Red Tornadoes and bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he's looking for fire now.
Slater into the lineup for Trockey right now.
Oh, the truck man.
So
God.
He had a great block tonight.
Oh, God, I love him.
Boy, if you were given a big hit award, that would be it.
Oh, my goodness, did he hit that kid.
Higgins. Sinkovich coming around the left side. And he probably loses about 2 yards. So we'll have a 2nd down and about 11. Clock running down at 28 seconds. 23 seconds left on the clock when he blew his whistle, so he really doesn't have to run this play into the wind.
We're down to those tenths again. I do love those tenths counting off there. We got to get that for our scoreboard.
Higgins pitches to Spears. Finds a nice hole and gains about 4 or 5 yards to end the 3rd quarter. So Mount Carmel will be faced with about a 3rd down and probably 5 yards to go to start the 4th quarter. But the good news is, Warren and Wayne, they pick up the wind advantage.
Well, the real good news is that they're ahead, too. It's always better to go into that fourth quarter being ahead.
That's the end of the fourth quarter. The score.
Third quarter.
Third quarter. The score, the Red Tornadoes 12, the Panthers 7. Coach Williams is taking his team out there, but you see the direction he's going right now, Warren. Right toward the referee. He was doing a little discussion with him out there again.
This big guy right in front of us here, the big tall guy.
Right.
He's in a different game. He went to the Lehighton game. He's either in Lehighton or Tamaka right now, but he's not in Panther Valley.
Wade, I guess the wind really does affect the kicking. When you get kicking into that stiff breeze, I mean, you were talking about Costello getting the spiral on it. The guy that, but if you don't do that, you can actually kick it back over your head.
Well, it's you know, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is like on the field. We're up in the bleachers, we're up in the top row here, and you know, it does make a difference. You know, as soon as the ball turns over, you're giving the wind an opportunity to react on it.
Third down and 4 for the Big Red. Gonzalo split far right. Fumble on the play. Ball recovered by Higgins.
You might have seen that, the new center there, you know, the exchange. That might have been a problem there. And again, it's nobody's fault. It's just unfamiliarity.
That's right.
Unfamiliarity with each other.
Well, you just don't do it all the time.
How are you doing that one?
Good.
I was choked on that word coming out of there.
Put your polygrip in next time before you come.
Right. Doggy.
Gonzalo in to snap the ball for the Red Tornadoes. Costello back to punt. Good snap, fast snap. Nice kick by Costello. Puts it back to the 26-yard line. Fumble by Jones.
Nice.
Run down by the Red Tornadoes. Initial hit was made by number 22, Bob Veach.
Yep.
And then he was finished off by Mark Burns, number 59.
59 or 58? I can't. Okay.
59.
59. It looks close.
Like 58, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is 59, though. Because he has that crease right there across it. I couldn't read it.
Mark Burns in on the tackle. Well, Red Tornado defense has the hold here. 11-16 left in the ball game. Panthers first down and 10 on the 28-yard line. Cramsey split to the right. Kuzma going to go that way with Gehring, the ball carrier. Nice stop by Costello, and also in there, John Lashinsky after about a 4-yard gain.
Oh, that's one of the few running plays we've seen since the middle of the second quarter. So
yeah, they ran two in the last series. They ran.
Yeah, they're not running the ball well, and they're not running effectively at all. It reminds me of Minnesota Penn State last week, where Minnesota early in the second quarter gave up the running and passed the ball 66 times in the game against Penn State. They didn't run the ball at all after the first half.
Second down and 6. Kuzma. Gehring again around the right side and only gains about 2 yards this time. Maybe the Panther Valley. Sheptok in on the tackle. Panthers have to be thinking a little bit about throwing into this wind right now, too.
Well, it definitely changes their offensive philosophy now. You're not going to throw long, that's for sure. Not in this kind of condition. So now they're coming up with a third and 4 now, I guess. This call can go either way now. They may feel they can pick 4 yards up. I don't know. They haven't been able to do so as of since the first quarter, I guess, actually.
But clearing out the center, they've been doing quite well over the center of our defense.
Ball's on the 30. Kuzma back to pass. Quick pass to the tight end. That was I think the first pass thrown to number 85, Charlie Whitehead. No, he had 2, right. But that'll be a first down for the Panthers on about the 44-yard line.
Ball resting on the Panther Valley 44-yard line.
Kuzma hands off to Gehring. He slips and falls, but Burns was there to tackle him anyway.
Yeah, well, Burns made him cut inside so hard like that. That's what he slipped trying to get around him. Good penetration that time by Burns in the defensive line there.
Number 59, Mark Burns in on the play.
Second down and 10 for the Panthers. 9 minutes left in this ball game. 12-7. Red Tornadoes in the lead. Cramsey goes into motion. They pitch back to him. This time he's going to run with the ball. Red Tornadoes read it very nicely. In there for the Tornadoes on the tackle, number
60?
60, Corey Hepler, and also number 21, which is Joe Wargo.
Right.
It's good to see Wargo in the game. We talked a little bit about Wargo last week. Was finally cleared to play, and here we see him now at the Panther Valley into the game and making a stop. So we like to welcome Wargo back to the hitting part of football.
3rd down and 7. The ball on the 47-yard line. Big 3rd down play for the Big Red defense. Kuzma back to pass. Rolling to his right. He's going to try to run it for the 1st down, and he's knocked out of bounds over on the sideline. Corey Hepler was in there. Joey Costello also over there from his end position. Actually, probably right now, a play like that you can see better on our monitors than we can from where we are here in our position. Definitely. We have that pole right in our way again. 4th down and 4. Timeout called by Panther Valley to talk this big 4th down play over for their offense.
Now, give me a chance to talk about the Red Tornadoes Supper Club guys. Of course, all 3 of us were there last night. We have over 38 members registered in the club right now. We had, I guess, 24, 26 people there last night. I forgot the account now, and I'm the guy that paid 26. I'm the guy that paid the check. But, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough, if you want to have a great time and be involved and enjoy Mount Carmel Area football even more than you are now, turn out on a Thursday night down at Matucci's at 6:30. Cost you $5 and on a Thursday night. You come down. Coach Williams, 2 members of his staff were down. We had, of course, Slater and Klingerman as the 2 players. Sat and had dinner with us last night. We got to talk with them a little bit, got to talk with Coach Williams at length about any kind of thing you want to talk about. Didn't matter to him. He answered every question, stayed for the duration, and we had a great time. So I cannot stress enough, if you want to get more involved than you already are in Mount Carmel Area football, show up on a Thursday night at 6:30 Matucci's for the Red Tornado Supper Club. The club is open to everyone. If you want to come down, you bring $5 down with you, and it is open to everyone, and you're going to have a great time.
And $6 for a great spaghetti
Yeah, if you
dinner.
want to have something to eat, and $6 gets you the spaghetti, meatballs, salad, bread, the whole work. So you can't go wrong. You really can't.
Big 4th down play for the Panthers. Kuzma back to pass. Looking short over the middle. Intercepted! Nice interception by Bob
number
Veach.
3, ladies and
First down and
gentlemen.
10, Red Tornadoes, and he's reading it from the free safety.
3
he can pick
interceptions.
whatever he wants to go. He has to look for the quarterback throwing the ball, and he comes up and makes that interception.
Oh, big play
Nice.
again. 3rd interception of the night for Veach, though. That's fabulous. My goodness. He's got himself a season here in the 2nd game of the season.
Right now, at this point, Coach Williams would like to see the Big Red put some points on the board, though.
I think
Give
it'd
him
like to be a
little breathing
long
room,
drive,
right?
but then put 6 up there, and we'd be able to walk away from this baby.
7:14 left in the ball game. 12-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead.
What's nice about that play is that we had coverage there. We had 3 other men there covering the receivers and just freed up Veach to come through.
Higgins, quick pass, hits Gonzalo in the flat. First down, Red Tornadoes down to about the 40-yard line.
Play has all the looks, if you think about it, of the hook and ladder
Yeah,
play.
you know.
Because you always have Trauky trailing you
Trailing.
on that side all the time. I'm wondering.
Oh, I have a
I don't
feeling
know.
that can happen.
That seems like a play that would work, and it always looks like that when you see Trauky streaking by him all the time.
Gary Spears out of the Red Tornado lineup. Now here is where Mount Carmel goes to the 1-back set, 4 wide receivers. But they're going to go up the middle to the 1-back, and that one isn't faking Panther Valley out at all. I think what Coach Williams wanted to do there was try to get them opening up a little more, but they stayed tight, so I think this one will come back with a throw right here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, the weather conditions are deteriorating as we speak. The wind is now probably gusting up to 20 or 25 miles per hour. The flag out there at the end of the end zone where Mount Carmel Area is heading towards is now stiff all the time out there in the direction that Big Red is traveling. So, and it's getting noticeably colder as the night wears on. So the weather conditions as far as passing for Panther Valley, they've got us now become concerned as they look into this wind.
2nd down and 12. Higgins, straight drop back, rolls a little right, big rush. And he tucks the ball away and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of about a yard. But that'll bring a third down and about 11 for the Red Tornadoes. 5:45 left in the game. Big rush by number 48, Billy Reese. And as you said, he has played a heck of a game tonight.
I felt defensively he's been the force for Panther Valley so far in the game. I really do. There's been a couple other kids there, but 48 stands out in my mind for Panther Valley as a stand-up defensive football player.
61, Jamie Rowland comes out of the Red Tornado lineup.
So does Joe Sinkovich. They're giving Joe a rest here.
Well, they go with the one-back set, 4 wide receivers again, and now actually put Sheptock in motion. Everybody pitch, pass back to Trockey, and big number 74 grabs Trockey on that play and gives him a little slam to the ground, but that's a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. But good play. Looked like that one could have worked had he gotten by that one tackle that read it. Well, Red Tornadoes in a punting situation, 5 minutes left on the clock. This will put Gonzalo in to snap the ball and Costello back at about his own 40-yard line to punt. Snaps back, gets the kickoff, and it's a nice kick into the corner taken by Gehring. He's going to break it around the right side, tries to come up the middle, and a nice tackle made in there by number 28, Gary Spears.
Now 4:43 now in the game. You look into the defense, as we have had how many times over the past years here in the Mount Carmel area. Big red D on the field, and Coach Williams is telling him, hold him. You know, simple as that, just hold him. You're only up 12-7, so it's a precarious lead at best.
But the way the wind is blowing right now, you know, it has to hinder Panther Valley with the way it's gusting.
It's hindering me right now.
First down and 10, the ball on the 16-yard line. Kuzma, hands off. Stopped in there by Lashinsky. Also in on the tackle for the Red Tornadoes, number 44, Sheptock. Sinkovich and Stas Puldanovich. Second down and 6, 4 minutes left on the clock. 12-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead.
I can't believe they're going to grind this thing out here. I mean, they don't have enough time for that.
You know, they started at the beginning of the second quarter throwing the ball, and now all of a sudden they come down here with only 4 minutes left and they're running.
Kuzma, back to back.
Oh, nice.
Big rush. Jason Klingerman.
Gap attack. There it is.
Also, Joe Costello finishing off. On there. Costello comes from the end. Klingerman comes up the middle. Great play by the Red Tornadoes.
It came out of the gap.
Third down and 11. The ball on the 20-yard line. 3:25 left on the clock and in this ball game.
That was a big play right there.
I can't believe it, guys. My hands are getting cold up here. I mean, my goodness, it was like 85 degrees this afternoon. What happened?
It deteriorated, as you said.
It certainly did.
Big third down play for the Mount Carmel defense. Kuzma back to pass. Big rush. Nice stop made. Jason Klingerman. Gap attack.
I'll tell you what, the entire gap is now at the game, ladies and gentlemen. The gap is now coming into the game now. You ever see that movie, The Fog? Well, it's the gap.
Well, you know, now they're in a predicament now because the ball's spotted on about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, they're right on the goal line.
You know, you need about 15 yards for the punter to get back away from the ball. You want that distance. Yeah. He's only 13. He's going to be standing right on the edge of the line.
4th and 21, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the ball game. Panther Valley is about to drop back and punt, and he will be standing at his own end zone line.
Snaps back, kicks up.
Leave it go.
They're going to leave it bounce, and it bounces back toward the Red Tornadoes, but is down on about the 26-yard line. Yeah. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes on the 26. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock, and they can grind this one out if they get one first down.
That was the first effect of the wind that you saw now. He was under a lot of pressure, but he also kicked the ball 23 yards, a net of 23 yards on the kick. So not what you wanted to have happen when you're in your own end zone. You're down by 5 points. Now I'm sure Coach Williams is telling him, 1, hold on to the ball, and 2, let's grind this baby out and go home with a hard-fought win. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how you get to be 2-0 as long as you're 2-0.
Higgins up the middle of Sinkovich. Nice. Big ball down to about the 9-yard line. 6-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. 1:42 left in the ball game.
Nice play that time. And Sinkovich, again, he's still mad about that fumble.
Okay, you got to give credit to Rowland and to Burns on the left-hand side and the center. Really blew a hole in there for Sinkovich to go through.
We're down about the 8-yard line now.
The ball's on about the 8-yard line. First down and goal to go. 1:23 left on the clock. Higgins pitches back to Trockey around the left side. Blockers are out there. And Trockey's tackled on about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, 2 or 3, somewhere in there.
But the good thing is what Jeff did there was he didn't try to make it any farther. He wanted to stay in bounds, and he did keep the ball in bounds. Ball's on the 2-yard line. 1 minute left in the ball game. 12-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Costello brings in a play, and Trockey comes out.
It does look like Panther Valley is going to drop this ball game, but they've got nothing to hang their heads about. They played a great football game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They really did. They are a hard team, and they're going to give some people some real problems down the line this season. Although they're 0-2 now, it's not by a lot, really, and they can be proud of the way they played. Big Red, on the other hand, great game. Everybody's contributing again, and it was a hard game. This is the kind of thing you come into a game like this and you want to win, and you feel better about winning this game than maybe even 47-0.
Well, the reason you do is because of the fact that Panther Valley was a much better football team. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
We know, and Coach Williams know that from Lehighton's standpoint, Lehighton is a really good football team.
Lehighton is a good football team, and not only that, it's a big rivalry.
Yeah, that's right. I said that in the beginning.
So, the emotions are up and everything else. So they have a good football team.
And Mount Carmel coming up here in the stadium has had some difficulties. It is tough. It is a tough place to play
We
football.
used to dominate this stadium without even breathing heavy, and then all of a sudden it turned the other way, and we couldn't win to save our souls up here. So this is a well-deserved win as we come in here now.
Higgins, Sinkovich, touchdown, Red Tornadoes. That put the icing on the cake, Warren.
Yes, it did. Yeah, the game's pretty much over now for Panther Valley, but again, I can't say what a good game they played tonight. There were some questionable calls by the referees, which hampered us a little bit, and I will say they weren't questionable, they were bad calls. I don't have to code this one. It was just plain bad. And one guy in particular, for some reason, has to read that book when he goes home, and before he refs the next game. But
well, he has to look at himself in the mirror. That's the part. He's got to live with himself.
Yeah, because they weren't just mistakes. I have to believe that he was out there making those mistakes, on purpose, and there's no room for that in football, none.
Timeout called by the Red Tornadoes. 18-7, the Red Tornadoes in the lead, and now they'll try the extra point with Jason Klingerman kicking. Higgins will be holding for the extra point.
One last gap.
Well, this one they set right up, too. They set right up into the kicking formation. Yeah. They're just going to try kicking this one through and put those 19 points on the board. Snaps down, kicks up, and just off to the right.
Oh,
it's good.
He drove that.
Hey, I thought it went to the right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with 43 seconds on the clock, Mount Carmel Area 19, Panther Valley 7.
You know why I even thought
How does it feel now?
It feels bad. You call them, too, the same way. We're done. We're done calling them.
I've done it too many times.
Did you see how Klingerman put his head down, though?
Yeah.
He actually put his head down. And
I have no way of telling how they do that.
Gap attack, I'm sorry. I blew that one. 19-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead. 43 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you better be careful. You don't want the gap to show up at your door.
That's right. We don't want that, do we?
It gets pretty cold out there when you make those kind of calls, doesn't it? Ooh, you're out there all by yourself.
Oh, Warren,
I've done it so many times. I went through a whole season. I don't think I called one right the whole time I was here last year.
Klingerman will be kicking off for the Red Tornadoes.
Number 57, Klingerman, kicking off for the Red Tornadoes.
Squibbs one. Bounces. Gehring takes it on about the 20-yard line. Hands off to Jones around the right side. And knocked out of bounds by number 1, Dave Slater.
Oh, the Slate man.
Slater is playing a heck of a special teams there when he's in on the punts and the kickoffs.
The Slate man puts him down. That's 2 good games in a row now for Slater, though. He's all over the place. He's really playing heads-up football. And he's a rocket when he comes at you. He's never coming at you slow. he's coming at you 100 miles an hour all the time. But as we look back over this big win, I still must go back to the truck man. Oh, my God. Oh.
What a hit.
I'm still hurting up here from that hit.
36 seconds left in the game. 19-7, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Kuzma sets his Panthers. Back to pass. Looking long. Lets one float up there. Intercepted by Dave Slater on about the 50-yard line. And he's tackled on about the 50-yard line.
Where did he get tackled
So
at,
this one's going to be put away.
Where's the pole
He got tackled at the pole.
That's a
Spotted
good
on
12.
about the 40. Oh, they're moving it.
Well, yeah, they were first checking for a clip.
It doesn't matter right now because this one's going to be over. Mount Carmel's going to win their second one, 19-7. And with 25 seconds left, that's the way it's going to go. Coach Whitey Williams wraps his second win up.
Big win.
And it's a big win because Panther Valley is going to win some football games this year.
Oh, absolutely. There are going to be some problems for people all the way down the line. They're a big physical team, and they've got a lot going for them. They ran into a good defensive effort and some nice offensive plays that we went through.
Higgins takes a snap and goes down on one knee. That's going to be the ball game. The Red Tornadoes and the Panthers go out to meet at the middle of the field. And the Panthers actually have nothing to be ashamed at in this game either. They played a well-fought, good game.
Well, 19-7, Big Red wraps up its second win of the season against a tough opponent on the road. They're first on the road with Coach Whitey Williams, of course. A lot of factors involved in a first season for everybody. I think Panther Valley, of course, came home with their new coach for their first home game, I believe. I believe they played Lehigh last week, but not the best way to start the home stand for him, I guess. But he just ran into a good team. Mount Carmel Area is again, you look at Tamaqua and you look at this game, I think if you're comparing games, you'd have to say Mount Carmel Area played better in this game than they did in the 47-0 win. Well, I believe, because
they had to.
Yeah,
now they're forced into it.
Yeah.
Well, a big win for the Red Tornadoes. We'll be back with a final wrap here in 1 moment. Okay, that wraps it up here from Panther Valley. Big win for the Red Tornadoes. Now they have to look forward to the Marion Colts next week.
No, apparently what was supposed to be the first real big test, now Panther Valley was the first test. We came against a good team, and they tested us. They tested us offensively and defensively, and we rose to the occasion. You look back over the game, you're going to look at some nice catches by Gonzalo. I believe he ended up with 6 now. He only had 1 in the second half?
Right.
Okay. If he had 1 in the second half, that would be 6 catches. I said 8 was the record, so he was close up there. He was doing some work tonight. Some heads-up running by Sinkovich at the end. He lost that fumble. It was stripped from him, and it turned him into a madman as far as running went. He just couldn't get enough. Slater all over the field again. Trocky with the best hit maybe of the season in the second game. I mean, leveling a guy. Higgins on the ball, on target, throwing some bullets with passes. So everybody did their part again, just like they did at Tamaqua. There was no one guy that is going to stand out in your mind. And, of course, Veach, 3 interceptions. How often do you see that in a high school football game? So it bodes well as you go into a tough game. We played the Colts at home, and that looks good for us.
I guess one thing we have to say, Wayne, too, is the center with Geary being out and having come with a different center and also a different long snapper. It worked pretty well tonight.
Right. You could see they worked together a little bit. We had 1 or 2 mishandling of the ball. In one key position when we had our back to the goal line, to our goal line. And, it does make a difference. You're not used, the quarterback's not used to it. He's stepping out when, the new center's trying to get the ball back to him. You have to give credit to the defense tonight. Again, last week we came around a little bit slow. It was about the 3rd series when we kicked in. Tonight it was about the 2nd series. So the experience is starting to take over, and the defense is starting to stand its ground.
Well, that and the coaching staff now getting a little more game time. It's tough. You go in and do all that practice sessions, but now they're getting game time with these guys, knowing what they can do with them, and it's looking better and better. And tonight, that was a tough Panther Valley team. They were a good team. They're going to go out and win some football games, and we're going to see that happen as the season progresses. Next week, we go home to Mount Carmel against Marion, And Stan Dick always brings a good team here.
Oh, it'll be a dogfight, and of course, a special angle in this game, of course, is Connerly, the line coach here for us, was line coach there for what, 18 years they said, or 17 years or something. So you've got a real blood match brewing now between the ex-coach and you know his new team and an old team. Apparently, he lives right by the high school, they tell us. So you got a little bit of an angle going on there, which is going to make it even more interesting. And it's a game where Mount Carmel Area, I'm sure these kids are pointing to it and saying, you know, now it's time we knock them back in their butts like we used to do, instead of getting our butts knocked like we had the last couple of years. And it's going to be a real grudge match, I believe.
Well, this game is on Wednesday night, but tomorrow night, Thursday night, stop down at Matucci's Restaurant. And, Warren, we're going to have some specials there. We'll have some of the boys there and also the coaches.
I just can't say enough about it. Come on down. Get involved. You know, this whole program from start to finish is involvement. And you come to the games, you're fans, and we all are fans, and it's great. But here's a chance to get a little bit more involved for not much. Okay, all we're asking from you is $5. We're asking for your time. We're asking you to come down and show these kids on a one-on-one personal basis what we do, that we're out there in the community, that we're supporting them, we're worried about them, we're concerned, we're asking them questions, and we're behind them. And that's the chance to do it. And this is what we want to do now is we got 38 guys. Let's, in the next 2 weeks, have 50 guys.
That's
and
right.
Girls. You know, I keep saying guys. The question was girls. Anyone can come down to this thing and sit down with us, break some bread with us, and have a great time. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. About an hour and a half, I guess, because they got to, you know, coaches got to get going and all. So come on down Thursday night, 6:30, back room at Matucci's. We'll be there, and I'll be expecting to see everybody there.
Well, that's it from Panther Valley. I'm Bob Else.
Wayne Brokenshire.
Warren Altamar.
See you all against Marion next week.